my officers would be given a dog or something at a young age, and they would learn to train the dog themselves and stuff like that. Like I said, a lot of my things were my people really knew what they were doing. Like I say, there was a lot of things like the females would be given, you know, depending on they could always switch service, of course. If they didn't like a certain job or a certain thing, they could always switch, of course. Like I said, you could just put in a pamphlet to home office or to whatever, and you could switch, or you could just ask to switch by your supervisor or something like that. Like I said, it's much like the American system, only with the German system, with my system, there was a lot more females in high-ranking positions. It was like a 50-50 ratio or something like that, or whatever the females or males wanted. There wasn't any affirmative action or anything else like that. It was basically, skill orientated, and you know, also just everyone had the equal opportunity. Like I said, I had lots of females finishing schools. In fact, my female education was outstripped my male education quite a bit. Like women, because women were known to spend more time like not working, or at least because in the old days they didn't have so much birth control, so a female would get pregnant, blah 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 blah. So anyway, so they had a lot more time to read and think and do stuff like that. And like I said, we did not discourage pregnancy or anything else like that. And the Germans would probably say that too. Like I said, the Germans or the Europeans, depending on how you look at it, like I said, there's this guy named Germain, and I didn't really like him. He was blah blah blah. Anyway, a few people tried to take over my Germany. It's like, no, it's my country, and it will be run the way I want it to be run, basically. Anyway, but a lot of people didn't really mind my rules. Like, they're fairly open, fairly simple, and fairly easy, and blah blah. That's why I stayed in power so long, because it's just um, and it's just that there were a few things and stuff. I mean, like I said, and then that's also why there were probably four Adolf Hitlers, or Adolf people, four Adolf leaders, I believe. And like I said, that's why some of my dam projects went from Germany into American. Like they began them, like the Hoover Dam was begun in Germany and blah blah blah, and under German rule or whatever else like that, and then it switched over to American rule or whatever. Of course, that initiated some problems, but like I said, Germany reacted. Like I said, my people knew what was going on better than me. Like I said, my systems or my civilizations and my forms of government could run themselves. You just had to just not be a fucking psycho or an idiot, and basically they would function quite efficiently by themselves. So anyway, so like I say, anyway, so and there should never have been a war or anything. Most wars should have been stopped before they ever got started. So anyway, and Rodney or some other people actually had quite a bit of a problem. Probably JFK or Jimmy Carter actually had a problem actually starting a real war, and it took them a long time to actually be able to do anything at all. I'm pretty sure. Probably after I was dead or something like that, and probably what they were mostly doing was trying to pretend like they were me or something like that. But like I said, the other life forms in the universe also knew me, so anyway, things were corrected or whatever. Like I said, I was dead for 150 million years. Literally, I had like I said, the nuclear bomb vaporized me, and I was gone from existence for 150 million years, or something like that. My civilization found me, found out where even though they had kept it a secret, even though they had killed everyone who took part in the experiment or took part in my death. Like I said, I'll tell you, matter of factly, what happened. After I had been placed there, they had killed everyone involved in it, including the scientists that built the bombs or whatever. And then they had, so nobody would know, no one would remember. And they kept the site a complete total secret. Anyway, and like I said, my people still found me. They just looked at, they said, well, there should have been a body, so they started looking for places where I could have gotten vaporized or something like that, or something. Like I said, it took my people 150 million years to realize what had happened to me. They found me, saved me, and put me back. So anyway, yeah, that was in 1850 or so. My people, as far as I know. That's what they said. That they, I think someone else had saved me or something like that. Someone else had been watching the situation or knew what was going to be happening or something like that, and they had actually saved me or something. But then another group, after 150 million years, realized what happened and were going to save me or something. I don't really know. Like I said, there are. I am the creator of 12 types of life forms that are highly advanced, most of them possessing computers and other things. So, and I'm also the creator of many, many stars, big fusion reactors in space. And my life forms then went off to create stars. At some point in time, I had time travel and other things. Like I said, I'm the LSF builder and maybe inventor and creator, whatever. Anyway, like I say, it's the thing is that it's hard to distinguish me from my people and my civilization because I had so many great people. The 1.5s, the human race, and I had end result human race effect as well. The human race knew of my existence, and end result, or basically later on in the human race when they were very advanced, they basically blah blah. So, like I said, it gets confusing and complicated, and that's why when other people were trying to kill me or killing me, I was like, well, you know, and I had been saved and helped so many times and known about by so many different life forms and met by so many different life forms that I seriously doubted that I could just be blotted out and forgotten about. So, anyway, so yeah, despite what all the people around me might think, and the whole people on Earth, it's like, well, this is just Earth. There's 250,000 exoskeleton planets where exoskeleton or some sort of life or blah 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 are existing on, and then there's 14,000 1.5 planets, and then I don't know, about 36 to 400 or 120 last time I checked, maybe 3,000 planets that the human race would eventually occupy and beyond. So anyway, yeah. When I said 3,000 planets, I was just talking about just the human race, I think, probably. But other people said, no, it's more like 1,700 or 1,200 or some amount, not quite 3,000 or 2,800, I don't know. Or my forms of government or whatever, blah, blah, are on. So, or will be on. I don't know. So it's like, that's me. Because I invented the American government and all the laws and everything else. So I'm like, yeah, it's like this. And I'm like, well, I mean, like I say, I explained the whole system of government and everything to you, or written it down several times, and it's like, well, this is basically my best idea for government or whatever. And I had more, like I said, I thought on it for about 7 months or so. It took me a long time to figure it all out and work it all out and come up with a civilization. And also, like I said, I also did the driving laws and some other stuff too, and all that. It seemed to never end. Building a civilization. I was like, I had to name a country, didn't I? It's like, well, yeah, you did, and we are, so you're gonna have to do it. So I was like, all right. So once I named a country and bought America or bought whatever, like I had to come up with the rules for everything for the way my society was going to be run anyway. So anyway, whatever. But I said, I'm just like, you know what, whatever. I'm the one that did all this because I was your creator and the creator of so many others. So, whatever. That's why I don't mind telling people. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, whatever. I mean, despite what Rodney Bradley and Rick Bush wanted to do and everybody else wanted to do, it's like, well, this is the way it is, boy and girl. And, and the rest is just free will, free choice, and a bunch of other craziness. So I guess America or my civilization, my idea of contracts and checks or whatever, my financial systems and everything else I had to invent basically will go on and on and on and on and on. How? It was a very good system, I guess. So, anyway, that provided for a lot of happy people and a lot of happy lives and great epic invention and everything else.